We have President Xi saying that major developed countries have a significantly backtracked position on trade. So is it a vacuum that he wants to fill, and can he fill it? Or is it actually Angela Merkel that's been supported by the win of Emmanuel Macron?
Well, I think it's all three. I mean, I think Merkel, Macron and Xi are all aligned on this. And this is one of the most fascinating things about the summit. And it's something that we haven't seen in the post-Cold War era. The most powerful country in the world, the United States, is showing up, and on the other side of the table, aligned against it, are all the major superpowers. The other superpowers all fundamentally disagree with how the world economy should be run and take a different view. So, winners and losers is probably too early to talk about that this early in the summit, and especially as we have the Putin and Trump meeting coming up later today. But there's nothing really so far to suggest that the US is going to leave Hamburg in any position other than the isolated one in which it arrived.
John, yesterday we saw the pageantry of Central and Eastern Europe. Melania Trump speaking to her Eastern Europe, the president speaking on a number of topics. How was that speech received in Germany and in France?
I think, as with all speeches with Donald Trump, I mean, the reaction was one of slight bewilderment, but also respect for the fact that, okay, fine, we might disagree with this, but this is the most powerful person in the world. But I think, I think the world basically is getting the measure of Donald Trump now, and there is a sense that there are certain things on which Angela Merkel and Donald Trump are just not going to agree. But if you talk to Merkel's people and people around her, they don't want to. They don't want to labor that point too much, and I think there is an active effort not to spend too much time talking about issues where they are going to disagree. Merkel doesn't want this to be a divisive summit. It might end up being that way in the end, but she doesn't want to sort of overstate that point. But certainly, looking at Trump's speech yesterday, it was remarkable. I mean, in the sense that most of the things that he said about sort of liberalism and especially religion, Angela Merkel would strongly disagree with a lot of those things.